Welcome back to the channel. If you saw my previous video, the short that I put up, then you know that today was a little bit of a difficult day to figure out what to do because my overall lower time frame target had already been hit through the sell-off. So I was nervous about trading to the short side, so I needed to figure out what I was going to trade today and what the targets were going to be for the market. So as I'm going to bring in the daily first just to show you that. So on the daily, you can see we've been in this downtrend overall, and we turned around yesterday, day before yesterday, and then we sold off yesterday, and then today we had sold down and hit that market, or not that market, but that lower area that I had talked about. So we had the prior market low, prior day low, pre-market high, and prior day highs were up here. So with the pre-market high and the pre-market low being here and the prior day low being in the middle, it not necessarily a ranging day, but expanding one way or the other, most likely. So as we came in and started everything this morning, I also looked at the 1 hour, and it was the same thing. So this is the big candle that pushed down, but we undone all of it this morning, but we didn't quite close above it, so that made it nervous for the long side. If this candle had closed above, longs would have been in play because this was showing more of a bullish move. But instead, we undone the candle here and then undone the rest of it. Now this candle's still live. We got 22 minutes. We'll see what happens. But you can see it pushed all the way down here before it started pushing back up. So that was kind of what made everything dicey this morning on whether it was going to be long, it was going to be short, or what was going to take place. So on the 15-minute, you can see it's a little bit more. We pushed way down, and then we kind of came up, 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 and then finally up, and then we broke above VWAP up here. This is what made it difficult for me for shorts, was because we were above VWAP. We were also above VWAP on the 5-minute and the 1-minute. So price pushed up, we pushed back down into it, and we kind of rejected. So you can see these long wicks here kind of make things nervous. This box that I had drawn here is this fair value gap right through here. And you can actually, I could pull it down just a little bit more, maybe even like that, to include this shelf that would be right here. So this is what I was looking at to reject. So you can see we wicked into it, we wicked further down, we pushed out of it, we wicked all the way up, and then we came back into it, and now we're below it. This was the other one that I drew down here. As you can see, we broke through it, and now we're coming back up through it. So overall, choppy day. I was really nervous about taking a trade today. I actually told my wife it may end up being a no trade day, and I told her that when we were bouncing around up through here. We have the opening range low here, the opening range high here, and the midline. So you can see we broke up through it. We had no wick on this candle. So we had no wick on the 1-minute, no wick on the 5-minute, and no wick on the 15-minute. So that made me very nervous about going for longs, knowing that this was going to be taken or should be taken. So we pushed up, we pushed back down into VWAP, and then we pushed back up. We put in the opening range high, we pulled back, we tried to break through it, and then we pushed down. Back to the midline, back to the midline, back up, tried again, back to the midline, up a little bit, and then down to VWAP. So then we traded through VWAP, and I was like, okay, this could be a short criteria now setting up if we break lower. But then we broke above it again. But then this was a lower high, this was a lower high, and then this was the high of the morning. So lower high, lower low. So now I'm like, okay, it looks very likely to go lower. So then we pushed down into VWAP. This big wick right here made me really think about going long had we broken higher, but we didn't. As you can see, we chopped around, we broke down, we tried to push back up, we broke down, we tried to push back up, and then we rejected hard. So then we get to my first entry. So we broke through the orb, and at this point I was like, I do want to take the short, but I want to see some rejection. So we broke through, we pushed up, we did reject, then we pushed down, and then when this candle, I said, okay, we're down here, I'm going to go ahead and take the entry. I hit sell market right as the candle closed, but you can see my entry's way up here, so I actually got a favorable entry there. And then we pushed down. Well, then I drew this little triangle because we made this doji candle here. Then we pushed up here, and then bam, we pushed up. So when this candle happened, I was like, this is not a rejection of the low. So I kind of wanted to close it out, but I was like, I'm still above VWAP right here. This box wasn't here at this time. You can see my exit's right up here. I was like, so we're still below VWAP, and we're below the midline. I'm just going to leave the trade there. As you can see, I ended up getting stopped out. So this wasn't a high conviction trade at all. I only traded one contract because of that. It was a very C setup for today. And knowing that we have FOMC day at 2 o'clock as well, I knew that there was going to be some choppiness in the market today. So that one closed out. I was like, great, whatever. I want to wait and see because we're approaching 11 o'clock at this time. I said, I want to wait and see what happens. So as you can see, we pushed it back down. We pushed down, kind of chopped around. Then this one tried again and rejected. This is the discipline side of it here of following the orders. But because we had chopped around VWAP so much today, it was kind of nerve wracking. But when this came up and pushed right down, I should have taken an entry right here and wrote it down. And then my stop would have been up here. I would have pulled it down, most likely pulled it down to just above this because now we have a lower wick here than here. So I would probably drawn a box right here and had my stop above it, actually, now that I think about it. But we pushed down, and then as we were chopping around through here, we broke below again. We put in a green bar, red bar almost completely overtook it, and then two green bars. I said, okay, it looks like we're running out of steam here. This red bar had a lot of volume. This green bar didn't have quite as much, and now these have less. So I was like, okay, if this rejects, I'm going to go ahead and take the entry. So I took the entry with my stop, or with my entry below this candle here that kind of took this up. Got triggered into the trade. We did push up a little bit, and then we pushed down. And then when we put in this wick right here and then put in this candle and went lower, I drew a box here, and I moved my stop down to here, which was just above this candle here after this candle pulled up and rejected. So then I drew this box and started to move my stop down, but I was waiting until we came back and tested it because no candle had tested it yet. So my stop was still up here. We pushed up. I thought for sure I was going to get stopped out, and then we didn't. We broke back lower, and my target got hit. This was a little bit longer of a trade because I did move my stop up here when I entered it, so it was a little bit more risk than the first trade, but a better setup in my opinion than the first trade. I was still nervous that we could get stopped out on this first trade. I basically knew I was going to get stopped out. I didn't even want to take it, but I did because we broke below the 5 minutes on it. And I'll bring the 5 minute over here and show you. So this was the bouncing around that we had and a couple of shelves that I had here. And then we broke below. I took the entry, got stopped out, and then we pushed back down. I took the entry here and hit my target down here. And as you can see, we just wicked into this. So this is the test. Had my target not have been hit on the 5 minute, this is where my stop should be, which is 29,152. And this is something you have to learn as you go. So 29,152 is right here. So my stop still would have been up there. I would have moved it down on the 1 minute, and I would have got stopped out had my target not gotten hit. But you can see we did push down a little bit more there. So overall, good trading day. Stuck with the discipline. My first trade did lose. My second trade did win. I am red for the day. I am red $32.29.80. Overall, not terrible. Would I rather have had a green day? Yes. But you're not going to have green days every day. The importance of trading and the discipline journey that I'm on right now is to learn to trade and be able to walk away. Be able to take a trade, have it lose, wait for another setup, and not jump right back in. I wanted so bad to jump back in on this trade right over here. But I was like, nope. Because if I lose that trade, I'm down 400 instead of 200. I have to wait for a quality trade to set up. So that's what I did. I waited. In hindsight, I wish I had taken this VWAP trade because as we come down, I potentially could have added right here based on the way things look. Entry here, add down here, and then my target would have been down here and then down here. So the way the ATM strategies work, though, it mixes them together if you don't choose a new ATM. So you got to be careful about that. I'll show that one day on another video. But overall, really good trading day today. Now I'm off to the gym, get my hair cut, take the kids to baseball. I got some watch stuff and real estate stuff I got to work on. In the meantime, I've got a house showing today, one of the listings that I have. I have an agent showing it, so I got to follow up with them. And then I switched over to a new inventory on my watches, so I'm getting inventory software. So I'm getting all that stuff set up so that I can get everything listed again once it's in there and get it taken care of. So again, overall today was a really good trading day that I saw for myself. Somebody else might have got chopped up. Hopefully you didn't if you traded, and hopefully you learned from this. and hopefully you're enjoying the journey. Please continue to follow the journey, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see what tomorrow holds, whether we'll be trading or not. I wanted to add this in at the end of the video. So a year ago, taking a $30 loss like this, I would have not been able to get up and walk away. Taking the first loss, I wouldn't have been able to get up and walk away even. But even trying to make back this $30, I would have pushed for more. I would have took another trade and eventually wound up hitting my daily loss limit. So that's a huge progress that I've made from that time till now. And if you're in the same situation, you can do it too. So today, that $30 loss, it's already out of my mind. I'm getting ready to get my hair cut. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to watch my kids play baseball tonight. And I'm doing some stuff with watches and real estate in the meantime. So if you're taking trades and you're losing and it gets in your head all day long and you can't let it go, you really need to work on your discipline to get to where you can walk away, because trading should not affect you negatively. If it is, you're oversized, you're risking too much, you're not following a proper trade plan, and if I can get there, so can you.